Hey, what's going on, guys? How's everybody doing? So in a couple days here, Venti's banner is going to be dropping for the second time. And now, while I'm assuming a lot of you guys do have Venti and got him the first time around, I know that there are a lot of you who don't actually have Venti, and because there are some of you who didn't start playing until after his banner actually ended. So for a lot of you guys, this will be the first time you get to experience Venti. And at least for myself, when I first got Venti, it was a little bit intimidating, especially when you first see his burst. There are a lot of numbers on screen, and knowing how exactly it works, where those damage numbers are coming from, and how to go ahead and maximize those numbers isn't exactly intuitive. So in today's video, we'll be breaking down Venti's burst, what all these numbers mean, and why it's so good. But before we do, I need you guys to go down and click that red button that is the subscribe button. Can you guys believe that 80% of you guys watching are not actually subscribed to the channel? What? I can't believe it. It's complete madness. And if you need a reason other than this smiling face to subscribe to the channel, we are doing a giveaway as soon as we hit 10,000 subscribers. The video, of course, that you can go to for further details will be up on screen, and I will, of course, link it in the top right in the comments and description below. So make sure you go there to not miss out on the giveaway. But of course, you do have to be subscribed to this channel. So now, with all that shameless promotion out of the way, let's go ahead and get into the video. First things first, let's get a baseline understanding of what we can expect from Venti's burst. The basic idea is that Venti creates a giant vortex that deals animo damage, and if that vortex comes into contact with another element, except for animo or geo, it will then deal additional damage of that type. This infusion is called elemental absorption. This can only be done once, however. You can't absorb multiple different elements. So looking at the scaling itself, we see two different damage outputs. A damage over time effect, which is his animo damage, and the additional elemental damage. This is the damage done if an element is infused. But this doesn't tell the whole story. However, before we get to that, let's take a look at what his burst actually looks like on a basic scale. First, we'll take a look at his burst just the way it is, with no elemental absorption, and see how much damage we can actually do. So as we can see, there are a lot of different instances of damage. 20 to be exact, meaning that at talent level 6, we're looking at a total percent damage of 1052.8%, and that's only on one enemy. Now imagine this with more than one enemy. Now I think we're starting to see why Venti is so good. This is pretty straightforward though. What can get a little confusing is when you infuse an element. Let's take a look at what that looks like now. Still no massive numbers here, but we saw a lot more numbers, and this was now because we're seeing additional elemental damage ticks. But we also are now getting swirl damage as well, and this is the damage that, while isn't listed on his burst of course, since it's reaction damage, is included and can add up when there are more enemies involved. Still, with only one enemy, it's quite easy to see what's going on. We have our 20 animo ticks, 2084 is our crit damage, and 778 is our non-crit hits. Then we have all of our red numbers, which is the Pyro infused damage over time. These represented by 323 and 866. This can also tick up to 20 times, but as we saw in the clip, my infusion happened a little late, so we only actually got 14 ticks. Lastly, we have our swirl damage, which is the instances of 1284. Of which there are 7 instances. And this is one of the main traps most players fall into, is building Venti with elemental mastery. Since he's an animo character, it makes sense, right? It'll increase all his swirl damage. But the fact is, a majority of his damage simply comes from the burst itself, so it makes much more sense to build for attack percent, since that will increase the damage of 2 of our damage sources. But again, this is only on one enemy. What if we did the same test on multiple enemies? Well, let's see what that looks like. Okay, maybe that was a little hard to follow. I'll admit, I have no idea everything that's going on in this clump of slimes. There's so many things and numbers and reactions popping up on screen, but that's kind of the point. That's what Venti does. All these swirls and reactions are happening because the slimes themselves have elements applied at all times, so they're creating further reactions resulting from swirls. But at the end of all this, if we include Ganyu's burst, since it brought all the slimes closer together to be hit by the burst, 9 slimes are now dead that weren't dead a few seconds ago. And that is the power of Venti and why so many people claim he's broken. Remember, he's doing about 1,000 skill damage per enemy, and the more enemies you get into that vortex, the more damage he's going to do, and compared to other heroes, it's just way more damage than they can do. Plus, he's sucking them all into one area, making it super easy to go ahead and do other comboing attacks like using Ganyu's Bloom Shot, using Mona's Bubble, all these kinds of things. Just make him the absurd character that he is. Hopefully this video did help shine a little bit of light on how exactly his burst works, at least on a more basic level for most people's understanding. I will be having a full Venti guide coming out in the next couple days, going over how to build him, what to prioritize, and how to play him, and all that kind of good stuff. And so in order to know when that video comes out, do make sure that you subscribe to this channel, like this video, and hit the notification bell. That way you never miss a video. And of course, please do join us on Discord. Link will be down in the description below. But guys, that's all I got for today. Hopefully you did enjoy. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.